It's official. There's another round of Smash DLC announced. As it relates to the last DLC fighter announced, well, I'll abstain myself from commenting. However, with the news announced, I did want to take a look at the wireless PowerA GameCube controller for the Nintendo Switch, as I've been hearing some really good things about it. And while I love my wired GameCube controllers, I've received enough comments from the viewers on this channel to go ahead and check it out and do a review on it. So in this video, let's get my thoughts on the PowerA wireless GameCube controller, mod it, and while we're at it, let's give it away to one lucky winner. So before we get started, let's have a word from today's sponsor, PCBWay. Did you know you can have a PCB assembled at PCBWay? Even better, you can have 20 boards assembled for only 30 bucks. That's right, for 30 bucks plus the cost of the boards, you can have 20 PCBs assembled. So check out PCBWay, link is in the description below, and thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. So before we get started, I wanted to say that the controller we're reviewing was sent to me by PowerA. However, no one has reviewed this video or its contents or the thoughts provided therein prior to releasing it. With that out of the way, let's get into it. The packaging the controller comes in is really nice, but let's be honest, that's not what matters, what's inside counts. With the controller unboxed, the initial thought is it feels really nice in the hands, and the plastic texture is very reminiscent of the original GameCube controller. Included in the box is a pair of name brand AA batteries, which is a nice touch as these tend to last a longer amount of time. Now, according to PowerA, the AA batteries in here are supposed to last approximately 30 hours. I put a solid 20 hours into this controller so far, and I can tell you that I haven't run out of juice yet. One other thing that's worth noting, make sure you guys use high quality batteries, because the lesser branded and known batteries definitely will not last you the 30 hours that are being advertised here. With the batteries in the controller, it seems to be of similar weight to that of the original GameCube controller. Placing the controller on a gram scale reveals that they're very similar in weight. Now, depending on how you weigh it with or without the cord, you get a little bit of a different answer, but hey, at the end of the day, it seems to be smack dab in the middle between the two. Next, with the controller being wireless, I wanted to focus some time and effort on lag and range. Lag is incredibly difficult to quantify and measure. While playing, I can't say I really noticed any lag per se, and everything felt extremely smooth. In order to dig a little bit deeper and find out if there was any lag, I set my phone to record in 240 frames per second high speed mode and synced up video of young Link jumping in Super Smash Bros. And compared that to the wired OEM Nintendo GameCube controller wired through the official adapter. As far as I can tell, there is no difference between the two. Here I've set the video to 50% speed, and I'm still having a lot of trouble seeing if there's any difference between the two. From a range perspective, I played from my normal distance of 6 feet, noting it seemed to work perfectly. I also played from a distance of 15 and from even 30 feet, and even at a distance of 30 feet, the controller still felt responsive, and I really didn't notice any lag. I just absolutely sucked at playing the game from 30 feet away. Now, let's rip this thing open, as I want to take a closer look at some of the internals of the controller and get a better idea of the internal build quality, as well as see if there's any swappable parts with the original OEM GameCube controller.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Just as a precautionary note, opening the controller can and will void your warranty. Please note what you're about to see is not supported nor endorsed by the manufacturer of this controller.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Popping this thing open is easy. It's just a matter of removing the 6 Phillips head screws on the back of the controller and minding the clips that are sitting on the C-stick and the thumbstick. Opening up the controller, there are 5 screws which hold the controller PCB to the face of the controller. Having removed all those quickly showed that there would be no button compatibility with the original GameCube controller. Further, the thumbsticks are significantly different than that of the GameCube, and heck, they're even different than the Switch, PS4, and Xbox. Here's a comparison between the PowerA sticks and that of the OEM GameCube sticks. However, the rest of the controller PCB looks great, with a nicely molded plastics and solid looking PCB. There's one other thing I wanted to point out, which is that PowerA seems to have done some revisions to the button molds on the shoulder buttons, specifically with ZR and ZL, as they have been modified from the original release to have a much shorter trigger pull. This is a welcome addition as there's no analog trigger pull in these controllers, and it makes using Shield much faster as compared to the original version of this controller. Having spoke directly to PowerA about this improvement, They mentioned that they're always taking feedback from the community and looking for ways to improve their products. I think they did a nice job with this one. Overall, the controller feels really good, has a solid weight to it, the buttons feel good, and the controller just overall plays really well. My only beef with the controller was the feel of the thumbstick and the C-stick, as I found both of them to be a little bit too firm for my liking, and after a long play session, I could kind of feel the fact that I'd been playing. Some might take exception to the AA batteries, however, I personally don't find that to be that big of an issue, as they seem to last a long time and you can always get rechargeable ones. Having said that, I'm pretty impressed with the controller and think it's worth the $40 asking price as of recording this video. But you know, this wouldn't be a rocker gaming video without doing some mods, so let's get into it. Conveniently, we already have the controller open, so first on the docket is to make a mold of the buttons so we can cast some custom buttons. I've done a bunch of videos covering molding and casting, so if you're looking for more detail on the process, including an in-depth guide, check out the card in the upper right hand corner, and all the materials needed are linked in Amazon links in the description below. Anyway, we're going to use some Smooth On Moldstar 30 as our silicone. Moldstar 30 is a firm platinum-based silicone and it's great for casting buttons. I'm going to toss this in the vacuum chamber to extract all the air bubbles and then pour this bad boy all over those buttons. As for the buttons, I have made a custom mold box and using plastilina clay to affix those buttons to my mold box. With all that out of the way, it's time for montage mode. Let's hit it. So we're using this really cool Umbreon controller as our base. Umbreon is a dark Pokemon that's an evolution of Eevee, which dates back to Generation 2 of Pokemon. Anyway, his base color scheme is black with both yellow and red accents. So my goal is to play into those accents to help spice up this controller and take it to the next level. So my thought is it would be nice to make the A button a nice looking red, along with the home, share, minus, and plus buttons, and then have the rest of the buttons be yellow. To add a bit more dimension to the buttons, I'm going to add some micro pearl powder. This should give it just a little bit of bling to make it look a little bit nicer. The next mod is to use Gamecube thumbsticks on the controller. To accomplish this, I used my resin SLA 3D printer to print some inserts to put into the Gamecube stick and modify them to work on the sticks that are on the PowerA controller. These yellow sticks should look absolutely great in this controller, and coincidentally, they fit our color scheme perfectly. With all those mods out of the way, the only thing left to do is reassemble the controller and test it out. Overall, these wireless PowerA Gamecube controllers are really nice, and this one with the mods both looks and feels great too. To me, the mods done really up the Umbreon aesthetic of the controller, and they're done pretty tastefully, in my opinion. However, I think I mentioned something about a giveaway, right? Well, to take this controller home, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. If you want more chances to win, check out the description and the pinned comment for additional ways to enter the giveaway. The winner will be chosen in 2 weeks' time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out some of the other videos at the end, as I think you're going to enjoy them. And make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys for the next one here soon.